So disability, personal reflection questions. So my disability was total knee replacement with an antibiotic spacer and crutches. So crutches and a Zimmer splint. So what did I learn about the ADL process during the simulation? How does it differ from your baseline? Okay. So it was very challenging to get around to perform IADLs and ADLs. I needed help feeding my dog. I couldn't get down on the ground to give him his food very easily, or I'd start to fall over. I couldn't carry his food, nothing. I also needed to have someone take him out for me because he would pull on the leash and I can't really hold his leash and walk on crutches as well. And then if I tied him to my crutches, he would pull and then the crutches would go flying. Probably wouldn't wait to find out, but we tried for a little bit and then he pulled and we thought, no, it's not a good idea. Let's see. I also couldn't take him out without a leash. He's not really used to walking on one. He's kind of, unfortunately, we've raised him to be kind of a free range dog, so he's not really used to being on a leash, and he doesn't really like the compromise either. So, and I couldn't let him off the leash because I couldn't catch him if he went to run into the road or something. I wouldn't be able to catch him. I found that I didn't want to go anywhere either because it was so hard to walk anywhere. I lived in a strong apartment, and walking to Hageman for class was hard, and walking to work at the gym was hard, and I really dreaded doing that because walking there was really, really labor intensive. I used to have to stop halfway, take a break often. Actually, one of the days it was raining, and I went to go have dinner in the Geyser. I was walking from Strong, and campus safety picked me up, and they told me that it wasn't safe to be walking on crutches in the rain. And I felt really bad because I felt like I was wasting everyone's time with them picking me up, and yeah, I felt very bad. It's also really hard to use the toilet because I couldn't pull down my pants all the way. So like I'd do the best I could to get them down low enough. That was really hard. Showering's hard because I need to remain non-weight bearing, and there's no grab bars in our shower, so it was really hard to shower. I also required help with everything, like in the Geyser eating. I needed someone to get my food, carry my plate, all that. And again, I felt like a nuisance because, you know, they're doing it for me, and I felt like a burden. It wasn't fun. And also, people would trip over my crutches, which is really bad. Yeah. Meal prep is bad because I couldn't take my hands off the crutches very easily. Like I tried to prop myself up with my armpits, which you're not supposed to do. I see why people do that now to try and hold on to things, or like put my weight on the counter like this, try and hold things. It was hard. I had to put everything in a backpack to travel. Like, I mean everything. I had to put water bottles for the gym in the backpack. I had to put food in the backpack, everything. so I could carry it, because I couldn't carry anything with the crutches. Not in my hands, anyway. So what did I learn, and how will it help me be a better OT? Well, I learned how hard it is to be on crutches. I learned that you're very tired all the time, and that you dread going places. That you need help and you don't want to ask for it. I think this will make me a better OT because I now know what people are going through on crutches, like that they don't want assistance, but they need it, and that they don't want to ask because they feel like a burden. And I feel like now I can apply that compassion and understanding a little further with that. Plus, they must be in a lot of pain, and I wasn't because it was fake, but feeling like a nuisance, not wanting to go anywhere, and being in pain, I think is terrible. And I now believe I can provide more empathy to a client with that. Also, the Zimmer splint ruined my pants. It ruined my pants. Oh, I don't have them here, but oh, the Velcro got stuck on my pants and it ripped them up, and it started to leave like a hole on the side of my pants. So that'll also make me a better clinician because now I can warn, my patients, hey, make sure the Velcro is completely covered when you put that on because it'll ruin your pants. Yeah. Did I experience empathy? And how did it affect my self-esteem? Yes, I experienced a lot of empathy. People thought it was real. They spoiled me, actually. Even after I told them it was a project and I wasn't unassuming, they were really nice to me. They they carried my bag. Like, I work at the gym, so I'd be winded, when I got there from Strong. And I'd be going up to the gym, and the coaches would grab my bag or something and hold the doors open, even after I told them it was a project, just to help out. And I thought that was really nice, but it made me feel really bad. It made me feel like a burden, like I couldn't do anything. I had a very, very low self-esteem. I definitely did not feel attractive doing it because I was sweating to death by the time I got there, got to my destinations. So it was not fun. Campus safety caught me a lot walking to class from Strong. And they picked me up, and I felt really bad about that because, again, it's an inconvenience. I feel like I can't do anything. I feel like I walk so slow. You've very low self-esteem. Maybe have very, very low self-esteem doing that. And while walking in the rain, it was slippery. It was slippery, and it was hard to keep my balance with the crutches, and that kind of made my self-esteem a little lower, especially because I almost fell up with the crutches. Yeah, that wasn't fun. It felt terrible. It felt terrible taking assistance from people because it takes time out of their day, and I felt bad that I couldn't do it myself. I also went to a birthday party with them and told them it was the project, and they wanted me to be able to go four-wheeling with them. So one of the guys there literally picked me up and put me on the four-wheeler, so non-weight bearing, within reason, and it went well. I feel like if I actually had knee replacement, however, I feel like that would have really hurt because they weren't very gentle. They just kind of like grabbed my leg, this, and plopped it, and again, low self-esteem. I'm like, wow, I can't even get on this thing, by myself. Um, do you feel the assignment is controversial? Yeah, yeah, I do. Um, I got a lot of dirty looks after I stopped assuming. Um, People that didn't know, that didn't ask me if I was actually hurt, um, got really mad at me. And I see why, because faking having an injury, I feel like is kind of, I don't know, it's almost like making fun of people that have that, you know what I mean? Or um, receiving unnecessary empathy for something that you really don't need help doing, receiving help from people that have hearts that really shouldn't be helping you because you're not injured. And that's why I think it's controversial. Um, got a lot of dirty looks. Yeah. A lot of people did think that um, the assignment was not good because they did have that view of you're making fun of people. But at the same time, the whole Shishi was like, so that's why it's controversial. Meal prep, how did it go? Okay. Well, I needed to buy all the needed items, right? So I needed someone to take me to the store because I couldn't drive. So my boyfriend took me. His name's Dave. And I forgot to cash my check. So I didn't have any money to buy things. But we walked around the store and Dave bought my stuff. And I did pay back, but he bought it. And he also had to help me carry it because I couldn't really carry anything. I tried to. Um, I started by trying to push a cart with my chest, but it would like fly into things, into shelves and people, and it wasn't gonna work out. And so Dave had helped me. He'd help me get stuff off of higher shelves because I couldn't really let go to really reach for stuff. So yeah, lots of assistance I needed. Um, let's see here. Oh, I also put on my like the brace slid down a lot. So on the way to the grocery store, I put it on in the car, and um, because your leg's stuck in extension, um, got my leg stuck. I got stuck in the car. Like my leg got stuck on the dashboard. I couldn't get out of the car, and Dave had to get me out. He had to like literally put my seat back all the way, help me out of the car. Again, low self-esteem. Yeah. Um, I ended up cooking hot dogs and mac and cheese because I wanted something that didn't take long. But also, I didn't want to stand for a very long time, so I boiled both of them on the stove and just got up every once in a while to turn it, to steer it. I didn't need much assistance with it, um, but it was hard. Um, I used the adaptive equipment to place my pots on it and roll it. It's oh, what is it called? The hmm, I don't really remember what it's called. It's this thing. Um, anyway, I put my pots and pans on it to roll them to and from the stove because I needed to roll them to fill them with water and then roll the water to the stove to boil them and vice versa. and I put weight on the counter through my arms to try and to not be weight bearing on that leg. Mm, it was very hard. It was very hard to do. Um, while keeping crutches under me and being non weight bearing, it was really hard to do to move things and to stir things. Yeah. Um, I needed for the serving part of the meal prep. I took Julia with me. I needed her to carry the plates to the um the table. Um, there was not really a way to adapt that unless I put them in like one of the wheelchairs and wheeled them over. But yeah, once we were at the table, I had a great time eating it because once I was seated, it didn't matter. It wasn't difficult anymore to um, manipulate the food. Um, in the photos for my thing, well, let's see here. Depending on if the splint would slide or not, it looks like my knee is bent. Because the splint would slide and then it would make my knee pop out. It wasn't very effective. Because it wasn't the right size for me. I'm sure it's effective in general. Um, so what would make this assignment better? I think maybe having people adapt leisure activities that they do because our clients may want to do something odd like go four-wheeling or something, and figuring out how to adapt that might be useful. And maybe you can't adapt that, maybe deciding like, hey, maybe this isn't safe for someone with a knee replacement. That might be very helpful. um i I adapted going four-wheeling by putting my leg in extension on it and pulling it out straight over the top of it so I wasn't weight bearing on it and it wouldn't get hit with stuff. Um, you know, I wouldn't suggest that to anyone. It's probably wasn't the safest idea, but just kind of maybe if they were told to kind of play around with the idea of adapting tasks, maybe that would make the project a little better. Yeah. Overall, overall, I think the assignment was good. I was disabled since officially Sunday. I did a little bit Friday when I got my crutches because I was a little excited. I was really excited. And then by like Tuesday, I really was done with it. My armpits really hurt and my arms really hurt. I didn't want to walk anywhere anymore. It was really bad after a while. But yeah. Anyway, went pretty well. Thanks.